Welcome back to the Asti facility. This is the RCGP World Series. We're about to get into qualifying race 2. But before we go any further, let's take a look at the track with Nick Damon.
This is the dirt race RC track in lovely Asti, flanked by vineyards, flanked by woodland, bothered by mosquitoes, but let's not go into that right now. Anyway, it is a fabulous circuit. Now, if you remember the hosts of round 1 and 2 Manila, that was a circuit with lots of up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And if you remember the hosts of round 3 and 4 Fairing, lots of flatty, flatty, flat, flat. This is a sort of a halfway house. It's quite up and downy, but also a little bit flat, if that makes any sense at all. We start on the main starting grid, as you can see, we whoosh down the straight, and then follow me. We then come round the first corner. I'm not going to run the whole track, it's quite warm. One of the things about it here, it is really, really hot. We're expecting 30, 32 degrees the whole time, and you can see it's already affecting us presenters. A little bit of perspiration. The cars come up the hill, rising to a tabletop. They come down, and look. We've got another bridge. Every track should have a bridge. We have a second bridge. And look, it's strong. It can take my weight. Hey. Well, now, they come down the bridge, off the ramp here, wood. And then there's a little double. I shall jump the double. Whee! And flash up that small bank corner, come back down here. This is the area where we can get really high speeds up. They fly over there, brake, turn on the bank corner, power it through, and that will be the start finish for the RCGP. So they'll start on the grid there, they'll finish up here before they come down a really nudgy, tricky bit. As you come over the finish line, you have a double, a very sharp corner up here, and then a second rise up the tabletop, the infinity top, and then shooting back down again before a big lap and braking. This has a lot of track in a very small amount of land. So lots of telling yourself, there's lots of jumping and braking. It's a very different style of driving to the previous 2 rounds. Who will it benefit? And more importantly, we're on, look, dust and dirt. No molasses here, no sand here, no rain here. A completely different circuit again. 3 rounds, 3 different circuits. Who will be the champion of rounds 5 and round 6 at Asti?
Nick, energetic as ever. What a fantastic track we've got.
Yeah, and I must remember to actually breathe during. Honestly, I'm not that unfit. I could walk up a small hill and not sound like a wheezing 60-a-day smoker.
Yeah, I think the heat and the ambience and the temperature and the everything around us, the surroundings, may have something to do with it.
The forgetting to breathe. It is hot.
It is really
and
hot.
It's less humid today, but it's hotter instead.
Race 1 is in the books with an unexpected result towards the end. But I just wanted to say there's a slightly different focus now. There's been a rule change, isn't there?
It's interesting, yeah. I mean, I'm not in favour, but of course in the previous rounds, if you won, you started last, 14th, 2nd, 13th. Well, they've stopped that now. Now they've made the split at 7th. So if you finish first, you start 7th. If you finish 7th, you start first. And that made the battle for 7th and 8th really key.
Really key, and it means you've got 2 things to focus on. Who's going to win, because obviously everybody wants to win to get those championship points, and who's going to come 7th to be on pole. So you have to watch 2 things on the track, Nick, which can be difficult, as we're about to see.
Thank you.
Let's have a look at race 1.
Now they're away, and it's a good start for the second, which then went wrong again for Ellie. Kind of scuffed the corner, and they're away in order. So it's Ongaro over the bridge for the first time. From Boots, 3rd place is Ronafalk, 4th is Revalia. So your lead car, and already pulling away slightly, as the orange wingtips of David Ongaro, and then a gaggle of cars in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But they come over. That's start and finish. That will be where the laps are counted from. That's nil laps. They have 10 laps from here. Now the interesting thing is, of course, that something between 7th and 8th is really important. If you come 7th, you start first. If you come 8th, you start 8th. So there's Canas currently in the top bump-up position, and will bump into the pole for the 2nd round. Oh, and big mistake by Ronafalk, and that's probably the end of that one. So Ongaro gets away, and this battle here, and oh, Valente looks up the inside of Martin. They probably, I'm sure they know, but this is for the bump to the pole for next race, a mistake by Martin. But now, will Valente get a better drive through Advertise Alley? No. Looking, nibbling around the backside of the, that's more than nibble. Start finish, Ronafalk in the lead now over start finish and going up over the link. So a mistake by Ongaro coming into the satellite corner just there and has put Ronafalk in the lead. Harry, they're about to go in the infield. They're going to go under the bridge any second now. The two cars going under the bridge now. That is Ronefalk and Ongaro. Ronefalk is in the lead. It was a mistake by Ongaro, seemingly innocent there. And this is the last lap. So can Ronefalk hold on for the last lap and keep the lead? Ongaro completely cruising to a victory, and then suddenly a mistake made just coming into satellite hairpin. So Ronefalk has a few corners to go to claim an unlikely victory as we are now on the last lap. He's got to get round this corner. He's got to turn round here. He's got to drive round out of that. He's got to jump at the finish, and it's going to be an unlikely victory for David Ronefalk. Ronefalk leads. He wins. And with the other winner, which was Leonardo Valente. Leonardo, first of all, welcome to RCGP after your victory in RC2. Yes, did you know when you were fighting with Lee, you were fighting for 7th and therefore fighting for pole?
Yes, I knew that. That's why I tried to attack as much as possible, but trying not to cause an accident with Lee Martin, even though I had a penalty because I had to let him through because I touched him. But yeah, I knew I had to fight for the 7th place.
And how do you approach it from pole? Do you think you've got the speed to stay ahead?
I will try. It's going to be hard to stay on pole, obviously. I will try not to make any mistakes in the first laps. And then if I have someone behind me faster, I will try to let him through and not to lose time.
Leonardo, thank you very much. Good luck indeed with Kyle McBride. Kyle, I describe that as a solid 6th, which turned into a solid 2nd on the grid.
Yeah, my run was okay. Obviously, I wasn't really happy with it. You know, I don't want to be in 6th, but obviously for this next race, it's an okay starting point. Made a few changes to my car. The car was a little bit difficult to drive, so hopefully it's easier this time.
We've heard a few people changing compounds of tyres. Is that where you've gone as well?
No, I've left my tyres the same. My tyres felt pretty good yesterday and this morning. I think it was just a couple of changes I made that I wasn't happy with. So yeah, just put those.
First race?
Yes. Yesterday was super bad, and I hope to make a good place in this, between 3rd to 5th.
Do you think Leonardo and win?
What?
Do you think you can get past the other two and win it?
It's difficult. Here, difficult.
One car, thank you very much. Off you go. Thank you. Well, those are the guys starting 1, 2, and 3, but of course it was the other way around when we started. Anyway, let's find out the whole grid from your very own, your lovely Matt.
Thanks, Nick. We've just spoken to Valente, and in car number 2, on position number 2 in car number 10 will be Carl McBride, and Juan Carlos Canas in car number 23 will be 3rd on the grid. Behind him, Marco Rivaglia, another newcomer to the RCGP World Series, and another fellow Italian, another Marco. It's Marco Baruffalo in car 69 will be 5th on the grid. David Ongaro, the world champion, the man who's pretty undisputed in RCGP so far. Will it go all his way this weekend? We don't know. Car number 94, Davide Ongaro. David Ronefalk, who won the last one, finds himself on 7th position in car number 7. Britt Lee Martin not having a great time in car number 12 will be 8th on the grid. Then Mika Vidmeyer will be 9th on the grid with Elliot Boots on 10th. Patrick Hoffer will be 11th on the grid. And the last 3 will be Joseph Quagrain in 12th, Max Mort 13th, and Atsushi Hara again will be at the back of the grid. He finished last and he stays last, which is unfortunate, but we welcome him back to RCGP and wish him the best of luck.
They dropped the count from 10. So RCGP. Round 5, race 2. Qualifying race 2 gets underway. 10.5 laps. Valente from McBride, from Canas, from Rivaglia, from Baruffalo, from Ongaro, from Ronefalk, Martin, Vidmeyer, Boots, Hoffer, Quagreen, Morton, Hara. Is your grid. And here we go. Cars down. And they're away. And it's a clean start for the first 3 we spoke to earlier. So it is Valente who leads from McBride, and then Canas. Or did Canas get past McBride? No, it's McBride, then Canas. And then behind them is still Rivaglia and Baruffalo. No, Baruffalo's dropped back. Rivaglia. So Baruffalo's had a mistake and dropped back, but also not a particularly good start for Ongaro. Ongaro's dropped back as well. So Ongaro's going to cross this in about 10th, I think. Yeah, it was Vidmeyer who got to 5th. That's right, Boots to 6th. And as you can see, Ronefalk's dropped to 8th from 7th, and from 6th to 10th has gone Ongara. So Ongara's had a poor start, but it's Valente who leads under the bridge for the first time, the young Italian who won RC2. Second, third and fourth is where the battle is at the moment, so we just concentrate on the second, third and fourth battle because that is McBride leading them through, and Canas, and also Revalia, though Canas now has got through into second place. So Canas is second, McBride is third, and I do believe that, is it Vidmar or Ronafuk has picked up fourth now and hopped over again, and it's a battle for fourth between Revalia and Ronafuk, but the top three are broken away, and it's Valente leading from Canas, leading from McBride, so that reverse grid has played into their hands. They are 1, 2 and 3. The gap before we have Revalia, and then we have Ronafuk, and then a couple of places further back we have, as they come through, this is second group. This is where we're now looking at the 4th, 5th and 6th. Let's go up the front. The first two are now getting close together, so they're going to come now down through towards the loop towards Satellite Corner. And so leading it's Valente, and second it's Canas. They come back up and away again, and up and down for another lap. So that's lap number 2 or 2.5. So Valente with the S-Works, leading a fellow S-Works chassis of Canas, and in third it's the Infinity chassis of Carl McBride. So it's Italy from Spain, from Australia, and the surprising thing is that Ronafuk's in 5th and Ongara's in 7th, so there's not much forward momentum. Though Ongara being in 7th is a great position because he means to be on pole for the next one. As they slap across and right behind those, right close. So Valente is going to let people pass. They look fast him. I think he's decided against that now, and he's looking for his first RCGP point. Remember, you get a point for the championship by winning a round of the qualifying heat. So it's Valente from Canas, from McBride 1, 2 and 3 as they go up to the Infinity step over and then come down the sweep. All very close and all very respectful. 4th place is the other new boy. Oh, no, it's Bernard Bar. No, Boots has got through to 4th. This could set the cat amongst the pigeon. Boots has got through to 4th, and then 5th now is Ongaro, and 7th Ronafuk. 6th is Revalia. So there's been a bit of a shuffle behind. Oh no, there's a problem, and we've got a cutout for Carl McBride. Oh dear, McBride drops out of this top 3 fight, but it comes a top 2 fight. So, bad luck for McBride there. Everything was going well and he just broke down. But now first and second carry on going. So, this is the first and second break. Third place on his own really at the moment is Boots. 4th place is Ongaro. And we are now just about coming to halfway. Valente, the lap times for the leaders are pretty much similar to everyone else. Interestingly, the fastest lap we've seen was from McBride just before he flamed out or just stopped for some reason. But first and second now, going round together. Valente and Canas coming to Satellite Corner. So the excellent performance so far from Leonardo Valente. Leonardo Valente, the young Italian who of course dominated the RC2 class in Austria a few weeks ago. Got his promotion to RCGP with the S-Works Europe team, and now is holding off his S-Works international teammate, which is Juan Carlos Canas, with, I won't say ease, but the fact is the gap between them and Boots, who's on his own, is 4 seconds, and then the gap behind them as they've shuffled around again, and now Ongara is in 7th, and Ronafuk Revalia is in 5th, Lee Martin in 4th, having a good run. The unlucky driver, of course, is McBride. We also lost Barufalo right at the start, so Barufalo never started, and McBride broke down, but they're right together now. Oh, and trying to kind of back it in there was Canas as they nibbles at the back of Valente. I mean, it is easier to follow than to lead. Valente's, I'm sure, running a defensive path. But you get the impression if Canas gets past, he's going to be able to gap quite quickly as we spin past halfway in the race. 6 laps out of 10, or 6.5 out of 10 being completed. And these two are right together to go up and through the hot race tabletop and then fly over the bridge. Valente driving the race of his life at the moment, keeping back the young Spaniard. Canas is kind of an enigma in RCGP. He's 30 in points. He's a lot of the time he's anonymous, and then he'll come up with an absolutely superb performance. And this sort of performance in the finals, he kind of drifts about in the middle, and suddenly, I suppose he gets it when it's important, which he scores points when you need to. In the background, now it's Ronafuk 5, Ongaro 6th, Revalia 7th. Boots is still in 3rd on his own. So actually, Boots is now being caught back up by Lee Martin, believes. And Martin had a much better run than normal. as he looks to try and catch Boots in all British battles, but at the lead, which is what we're concentrating on because the lead's what counts. That's where the point for RCGP is. And this low-level lock in the camera there. Oh, and Canas makes a minor mistake, hits the side of the pipe, and they'll be coming up to complete lap number 8. So there's 2 more laps for Valente to hold on to. He got a bit of breathing space from Canas' mistake 2 laps ago. Revalia currently in the back to pole position, starting 7th. Ongaro 6th, Runafout 5th. 4th place, Lee Martin. He looks like he's about to get gobbled up by all of them. But suddenly, Leonardo Valente is finding a gap, and this could be a major breakout victory for the young Italian, whose car has, for the years I remember commentating, always run this Italian flag body shell. It's S-Works, Messworks, the green, white and red car, well, orange car of the Italian flag of Leonardo Valente. As Valente starts his last lap, he's got just 40 seconds to hold the Spaniard Juan Carlos Canas off for a famous first victory in RCGP, a lights to flag victory it will be. Canas got up into from 3rd to 2nd, got over to McBride on the track before McBride broke down. The chasing pack is still Boots in 3rd, Lee Martin holding everyone back in 4th, 5th is Runafout, 6th is Ongaro, but it's now got very close to come the last few corners. Can Canas throw a lead, a heartbreaking overtaking manoeuvre? Can he break the heart of young Leonardo Valente? Can Valente hold on for 2 corners? It's going to be hard now unless Canas really drives through up sponsor alleyway. You've got to turn 1 left, 1 right. And Valente is going to get it. A remarkable victory. Valente takes it. 2nd place is Juan Carlos Canas. Boots hops over in 3rd. Martin a great 4th. 5th is going to be Runafout. 6th looks like it's going to be Martin. Sorry, 6th is going to be Ongaro. 7th Revalia. Revalia gets the reverse grid pole, which should be great for him. So that is a cracking little race there. Well done to Valente. Can't argue that as a great performance. And I will go now and attempt to talk to some people. But first, the full results from our very own young Mr. Matt McCallum.
There we go, last few cars coming off the track now into the pit lane, and as we've just seen, Leonardo Valente does go from grid to the end, remaining on 1st position. Juan Carlos Canas in 2nd. Elliot Boots is an S-Works stronghold at the front of this field, with Lee Martin in 4th, David Runafout in 5th, Ongaro in 6th, Rivaglio 7th, Hoffa in 8th. Tsushihara worked his way up to 9th, which means he might have a much better position in Q3. Joseph Quagrain in 10th, Mika Vidmeyer in 11th, Max Moore 12th. In 13th, we have Kyle McBride, and Marco Barufalo finishes in 14th position. And I imagine we're going to have a couple of red T-shirts in our interview now. Let's see.
With Leonardo, well, you said you were going to let a faster car past you or something like that, but you didn't bother in the end.
No, yeah, I mean, I had a good start with Canas. He has been very, very correct throughout all the race. He didn't touch me, even though in some places he was faster, but I tried to defend as much as possible. Then towards the end, he made some little mistakes, so I gained an advantage and some space to breathe, kind of. And yeah, at the end I managed to get the win. I mean the TQ, which is great. Yeah.
Were you driving as fast as you could, or were you just driving defensively on the corners?
I mean, I think both. I was just trying to make the better lines and try to defend from Canas, and I think it worked out pretty well.
Good stuff. Thank you, Leonardo. And now with Juan Carlos Canas. Juan Carlos, happy, sad?
Happy.
Yeah.
It's a good final, clean with Leo. For me, it's easy drive with Leo because for me it's a clean driver, and was good. Car now is a little better than the first, more grip, but I think it's always good.
Do you think you were faster than him if you got past?
In some parts, I'm more faster, but the time lap is very similar. Okay.
Thank you indeed. I think we've missed Elliot. Elliot has wandered off somewhere in a mysterious. I'm not sure we could. Oh, we're grabbing him. We're grabbing Elliot. Yeah, you don't get away from us. So fantastic race. We didn't get a chance really to concentrate on the bump ups, but it's going to be Marco Rivalier who's going to start from pole in the next heat. There's kind of an ongoing battle really between him and for a while Ongaro seems to be down there as Elliot, who completely forgot the instructions from yesterday.
Well, I'm not used to being in the top three, so...
Top three, come over here. That was what I would describe as a lonely race.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite thankful, the commotion at the start. I managed to get past all that. Yeah, I mean, it was good that we got S-Works 1, 2, 3. It was nice. Those guys were a bit faster than me. I tried some tyres then. It didn't really work that great. So I'll go back to what I was on before.
So S-Works 1, 2, 3, all on the same basic setups or completely crazy your own stuff?
I think they're pretty similar to my setup now. We're all kind of there or thereabouts with setups, but yeah, we need to just keep going now.
So I think you're starting 4th. That gives you a better chance of starting 10th, doesn't it?
Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, as you can see, anything can happen at the start.
Cheers, man. Thank you very much indeed. So it was an S-Works sweep, the first one I think we've had from the race number 2. For those of you on Facebook, there's a kind of a link down below there for you to join us for the rest there on YouTube. There's YouTube. After a couple of minutes of silence, we're going to carry on with RC2, but we'll be back in about an hour's time with qualifying race number 3 for RCGP.